my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 26 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is, so fun fact, or major life choices. You decide. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell. Please pass them on to anybody you think that they can help. And with that being said, I have a few things to cover, but the reason behind the episode is because it's episode 26, and my son's birthday is on the 26th of May, not of March, but, details. So in honor of him, he typically loves to say, so fun fact, and then he'll give you all this information and just go, okay, it was fun, and now I learned something that's great, but I don't remember anything you said. Because it just comes out of him so quickly. He just wants to give you as much information as possible. I totally get it. I just wish I had the tape recorder on when he says it sometimes. Because a lot of times they're not just fun, they're educational. I'm serious. No joke. I've learned so many things. Alright. So with that being said, I have a couple things to cover. We have to go over our challenges. We have our workout savings account, so we're paying ourselves a decent amount. It's got work right in the title. You get paid to work, you better get paid to work out, right? The next one is 21 Days of Gratefulness. That's 3 things you're grateful for every day. Hopefully it's right when you wake up. They say that's the best time to do it, although I don't think I can do it that early. And hopefully you can do it 365 days and make your whole year fantastic. Number 3 is eliminate a bad and or add a good. So that we went over that quite extensively in episode 25, so make sure you check that one out. And then we have evaluate and stretch, and we covered that one in episode 7 and again in episode 24. So make sure you check those out. They go into detail about what the stretches are, what I mean by evaluate, all that good fun stuff. I'm wearing my DU hockey hat, not a men's DU hockey or DU men's hockey. They put in a valiant effort, but they did not win the championship tournament. I want to thank you guys. You're fun to watch when I get to watch you on CBS Sports. Otherwise, I get updates from Jordan every once in a while, so that's fun. Covered that. Next, I want to tell you I went for a walk today, and I took my dog. Crazy little thing that happened. He loves to pee on every tree, so I've tried to tone it down a little bit, and I finally got him to a tree that was safe and wasn't really on anybody's yard, and he lifted his leg and proceeded to not only pee but have a poop fall out. I'm like, that was not just you. I'm still not sure it was him, but it wasn't there before he went, and I didn't see it fall out. So I don't know anymore. Either that or I'm just going crazy, which is probably more the case. Anyway, I went for a walk. I got my steps in. I'm so proud of myself. Except, I'm not really sure I'm happy with these steps or if I feel like they're accurate. It says I only got 2,047. I've been running around this house like crazy with my phone on me for the most part. And took the dog for a walk. Something ain't right there. Something just ain't right. Alright, and then the other thing I want to cover is the positive word of the day, which is productive. And it's a person's capability to do many tasks. Now, I didn't read this when I wrote the definition, but you know how I love to break down words. Does this mean this is cap ability? Does my cap have an ability to do many tasks? I kid you. Anyway, alright. Oh, and we're going to have a bunny update. And we'll go over that at the end. It's been 4 months. And, like I said, we'll cover that in a little bit. So I thought it would be fun to give out some fun facts as our little thing implies there. And then what I thought I would do is take a quiz with you about our careers, because we are making major life choices here. And so is my son, since he is a senior. So maybe it'll help. I know he knows what he wants to do. So the quiz I picked, which we'll do after we do the fun facts, but the quiz I picked is which career is right for me, which means you. Because we'll all be taking it, and it'll be fun to put down in the comments below what it says your career should be. Okay, so with that being said, I want to start out our fun facts with 10 quick facts about the number 26. You know, the episode 26, the son was born on the 26th. Why not give out some fun facts about the number 26? I'm just saying. All right. So, number 1, a Rubik's Cube can always be solved in 26 moves or less. Now, I know my daughter learned how to solve it on YouTube. I don't know how many she can do it in. She has to keep track, but I don't think she does anymore. Anyway, in 26 BC, Cleopatra Selene got married, so Augustus Caesar made her the Queen of Mauritania as a wedding present. Hello? That's a big deal. I'd like a wedding present like that. Although I don't want to be queen or anything. Alright, anyway. Back to topic. Number 3. In 1926, Route 66 was established. Scientist Heinz von Forster predicted that on 11/11/2026, which is only 5 years away, that we will reach technological singularity, which is the point where we will reach a level of technological progress previously unknown to man. This means machines that make themselves smarter. Gotta say, I'm a little nervous about that one. 26 is the only number between a square number and a cube number. In 1726, Isaac Newton told William Stukeley how he developed the theory of gravity. Number 8, Quincy Jones has won 26 Grammys. Number 9, Michigan is the 26th state to be admitted to the United States. And number 10 is asteroid number 26. Proserpina was discovered in 1853. It is named after the Roman goddess, daughter of Circe, and the queen of the underworld. She is the Roman equivalent of the Greek goddess Persephone. Okay, and that came to us courtesy of mentalfloss.com, so thank you there, everybody. All right, and then the next one, fun little facts we're going to do is about coffee, because you know how I love me coffee. And there's a lot I learned on this little webpage that I thought you guys would find interesting. There's a couple things we've discussed before, but they go a little bit more in depth. So let's get started. I'm going to try and speak as quickly as possible because I'm still having jaw issues. So, there you go. Anyway, it wasn't always called coffee. It was originally called cafe, obviously from the Italian word, which comes from the Dutch word coffee, spelled Koffie, taken from the Ottoman Turkish kahve, Kahve, which stemmed from Arabic kawa, I think, Kahwah, and I apologize for all those mispronunciations. Coffee beans are actually cherry seeds that you can eat. It says it isn't very pulpy, but it is edible. Taste depends on the growing area, climate, and other factors, but they're sweet like honey. It's a little bit like candy, I guess, huh? I told you about the original story about goats eating the cherries and running around like crazy animals with energy. That was circa 850 AD. But they found that the Islamic monks disapproved of the cherries because people started eating them to get the energy. And then, so they threw them into a fire, prompting the familiar smell of coffee, which I'm sure everybody went, whoa. Right? So then they panicked and raked the beans to save them from the flames, and then ground them up, dissolved them in hot water, and voila. At least that's according to, I think that's a story for entertaining purposes only. So there you go. The next one is Happy Wife, Happy Life. So by the late 15th century, coffee shops were everywhere in Constantinople, modern day Istanbul, Constantinople. It's a song from the 80s, I think. Okay. The drink had become such a huge part of the Turkish culture that, according to a legend, a law, are you ladies listening? A law was created that gave any woman the right, or the power it says, to divorce her husband if he neglected to provide her with an adequate amount of coffee. Understandable, right? I want to know what an adequate is. Okay, the next one is brewed coffee has more caffeine than espresso. And that's because the darker the roasts, usually the less caffeine. So what follows suit is the lighter the roast, the more the caffeine, right? And it's just because it's basically the most caffeinated in its original state. And then as you cook it, and it turns darker, which is what I like. So I guess I don't really get all that much caffeine. Maybe that's why I can drink a few more ounces. Okay, the next one is you can, C-A-N, overdose on it. But they're specifically talking about caffeine itself. They say 4 8-ounce cups is sufficient. But again, like I said, I talked about degrees of caffeine, so I think there is some leeway there. A little bit. If you're drinking more of the lighter roast, you might want to hold back a little bit if you're noticing more of the around the room type of thing. So pay attention to those things, okay? So some of your more famous people that had really bad coffee habits. So we're talking Voltaire. Reportedly drank 40 to 50 cups of chocolate coffee mixture each day. And then, but he lived to be 83, so there's got to be something said for that. And then, allegedly, former U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt drank a gallon of coffee a day and died at age 60 with a blood clot that traveled from his legs to his lungs. So I'm not really sure if they're implying coffee had something to do with the fact that he only lived to be 60. I'm not really sure. And then, although it's unknown just how many cups he had daily, Beethoven would count exactly 60 beans to each serving. No more, no less. So, I don't know. 60 beans? I would have to see what that looks like ground up, but that seems like a lot. I don't know. Bach wrote a song about coffee. I thought you guys would like to know this. It was circa 1735. And it's called Schweit Still Podert Nacht, also known as the Coffee Cantata. Okay, the song, a father and daughter duo argues about how she drinks too much coffee. Okay? And that's why she doesn't have a lover, at least according to the father. If she gave it up, she'd become, this is the daughter speaking now, if she gave it up, she'd become so upset that she would be like a dried up piece of roast goat. So take with that what you will. When her father gives her an ultimatum, she lies to please him. While he's out finding her a husband, she secretly tells potential suitors they must let her drink coffee if they want to marry her. You go, girl. Of course, Brazil produces the most amount of coffee, and that's been for the last 150 years. It inspired the world's first webcam. In 1991, researchers of the University of Cambridge in England set up a camera feeding a live picture of a coffee machine in the Trojan room so employees could see whether or not the pot was full. If they could see ahead of time that it was empty, it saved them a trip and inevitably disappointment. A couple years later, the camera was connected to the internet and soon became an international sensation. So people were watching the University of Cambridge's coffee pot. Until 2001. So 10 years when it was turned off for good. The camera was. Lots of people have tried to ban it for many different reasons. Mecca circa 1511 because the governor thought it encouraged people to hang out and brainstorm ways to dethrone him. In 1524, the order was overturned and people could drink coffee once more. One legend claims that Italian clergymen tried to make coffee illegal around the 1600s. I heard 1500s. Oh no. Yeah. Anyway, because they thought its side effects were satanic. But Pope Clement VIII loved the drink, so he declared that coffee should be baptized instead of banned. Occasional bans occurred in parts of the Ottoman Empire in 1633. Sultan Murad IV actually made drinking coffee in public in the capital punishable by death. And then coffee was banned in Sweden multiple times due to health-related speculations, and it was almost banned in Prussia because the king wanted people to drink more beer. Women once believed it turned men into useless corpses. In the 1600s, men in London used the coffee shops as gathering places to write and talk politics, so women thought that was keeping them from their coming home. So women had it penned a pamphlet that said the Women's Petition Against Coffee, or as they like to say, a newfangled, abominable, heathenish liquor called coffee. It's unconfirmed whether or not women actually wrote the pamphlet. Coffee shops were received by many men as places of gossip and political unrest. But either way, you have to admit the content is prime. So it says here, for can any woman, this must be from the pamphlet, for can any woman of sense or spirit endure with patience that when she approaches her nuptial bed, expecting a man that should answer the vigor of her flames, she's on the contrary should only meet a bed full of bones and hug a meager, useless corpse. Nice. We spend a lot of money buying coffee, $1,100 to $1,200 a year. That's based on an average of $4.63 per cup if you're buying it out and about on a weekday. It says New York City has the most coffee per capita. Not sure I believe that one. We talked about the states the coffee is grown in. Brazil is the world's largest coffee producer. And there you go with our coffee fun fact. Woo! Alright, and then, if that wasn't enough excitement for you, excuse me, we're going to take a quiz to determine what our careers should be, might be. What did I say? Which career is right for me? Oh, this other thing came from, the coffee facts came from dailymeal.com, sorry. And then this quiz comes from women.com. I'm taking a lot of their quizzes, actually. They're quite fun. So yes, just the word women.com. And we're going to take the quiz, which career is right for me? Although it says here at the bottom, should you be a CEO or a journalist? So I guess that really just narrows down our choices. I didn't see that till just now. All right, but let's go ahead and take it anyway. We'll find out if we're meant to lead or we're meant to write about leaders. How would you describe yourself? And our options are creative, leader, or inspiring. Which those don't even fall really, I don't know. Don't fall, because one is inspiring, and then you're talking about leader, should be leading, right? If we're going to be grammatically correct. And creating. Okay, would you want a typical 9-to-5 job? Your three options are yes, no, or I'd like to set my own hours. Next, what's most important to you? Making a difference, telling the truth, or making a ton of money? Next one. Which female do you admire most? So we have Maya Angelou, Barbara Walters, or Oprah Winfrey. Okay, next one. What career would you never pursue? Actor, doctor, software developer. I have to pick the obvious one because I ain't going back to school to be a doctor. I'm just saying. All right. Do you deal with high stress situations well? Yes, no, somewhat. Those are my answers. Yes, no, somewhat. I don't know. Sometimes yes, sometimes I guess sometimes. Is salary a deciding factor in which career is right for you? Not at all, a little bit, absolutely. Okay. What is your favorite school subject? Math, history, or English? I don't know if I can answer this one either. Are you a more rational or emotional thinker? I don't. You can choose one or a mix of both. So rational, emotional, or a mix of both. I'm not sure. Do you embrace change with open arms? Yes, no, sometimes. And it is calculating. I guess I'm going to be a journalist. It says you love telling stories about people and places you've seen during your life. That means being a journalist seems like the right path for you. You're trusted by many, so you'd be able to get the scoop on just about anything before most people, ready to share your stories with the world. Yeah, I don't know. I like to write. I just don't know if I like to write. I feel like journalists would be more like nonfiction things, and I like a combo of the two, kind of. I'm a real Eric Larson fan, to be honest. The Devil in the White City is like probably one of my absolute favoriteest books. So if that helps you determine what kind of reading I do, I don't know, journalism. So there you go. Did we decide what we're going to be when we grow up? I don't know. I mean, to only have those two choices, really, I'm not sure if that was what they were trying to say. Would I like to be CEO someday? Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe you can't be both. Can you be both? All right. And the last thing I was going to do for you today was I was going to touch base and give you a bunny update. So we're in month 4, or actually be 4 months tomorrow. What have I learned? Let's just say I think I'm learning, but I'm learning very slowly. And I've had a couple setbacks of things that I don't know what happened until, of course, you already do them. You don't think bad things are going to happen. Like I moved lights downstairs in the basement and created a weird shadow on the ceiling that when I sat down on the couch, totally scared the crap out of him. It made it look like this big blob was coming at him. And so that took many thumps to figure out, because I just could not figure out why he was just kept pounding and pounding, and I'm just like, I don't know what's happening, dude. I don't know why you're upset. I'll leave. I don't know that helped really. He doesn't thump like a pattern or anything. It's not Morse code. I wish it was. That would help a lot. But he has such a big area down there to move around and things. But I still want to incorporate him like pretty much like he gets to meander, just like the dog. But don't know how that's going to work yet. I've brought the dog down a couple times, and he's not aggressive towards the bunny at all. In fact, he's scared to death of him. He'll sit right in front of the area enclosure. I mean, it's not really an enclosure. The fencing is just keeping people out more than it's keeping the bunny in, I guess. But he'll sit right there and he'll just shake, and I'll move him over to his pillow, and he's fine. He'll whine a little bit. I don't force him to sit there for too long because I don't feel like that's fair. So I think the next thing will be is that if the bunny has the perspective of me bringing him upstairs as opposed to the dog coming down to his level, maybe he will have this kind of superiority complex walking up the stairs because he's super tall, because you know what I mean? He'll have the perspective of looking down on the dog. Which might help him a little bit, I think. I don't know. I'm hoping. So that's kind of where we're at. Couple setbacks. Nothing major. I'll bump his cage and it'll freak him out. It's like, it's just me. And I go, oh, okay, Mom. Yeah, okay, gotcha. If I say it's me, he usually calms down. I did try that the other night with the lights, but that wasn't as helpful. Kept going, it's me. And he's like, how can that be you up on the ceiling? Hello? I don't know if he thinks that logically, but I like to think that he does. I think that's about it. I would like to say he's enjoying some other foods. He's tried a couple other things now. He likes dandelion greens. I don't know if I'd mentioned that before. Bok choy, Brussels sprouts. I try to alternate things so he's not getting the same thing every day. He does not like mint. He does not like basil. He does not like those really strong smelling herbs. But he does love cilantro. So he's a bunny after my own heart. I think that's about it, guys. I do want to show you my follow board I wrote up for everybody. So remember, I have a new blog. I'm trying to get on camera. Remember, I have a new blog, The Hair of the Dog, HARE is the way we spell hair, .wordpress.com. And it's just the introductions right now, so if you haven't checked out, please make sure you do that. And I'm hoping to have the new one ready for you guys by March 24th, which is Wednesday. Bear with me. I will keep you guys posted on whether that's a solidified date. I'm hoping to put them out once a week on Wednesdays. I will keep you posted, hopefully, in the blog. I can tell you whether or not that will be a thing. You can follow The Best Plus Life on Instagram. And you can follow me, Kristen Haas, on Facebook. I guess that's about it. I think I covered everything. Oh, my daughter made that beautiful picture. It is her rendition of Epcot that she did senior year. Because she loves Disney so much. I think that's it, guys. I got nothing else for you. I want to thank you all for watching. I can't thank you guys enough for all your support. Please continue to watch, comment. I want to know what career you guys get. I don't know if there's just two. I just took it and I got journalist. So let me know if you guys get something else. I know the two options were CEO or journalist, but I'm hoping there's something else in there. So please let me know. Okay, and I think that's it. I can't think of anything else to torture y'all with today. So I have to say, go have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching. Bye.